Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you around the world and across the country in your different time zones. It's Thursday, it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning, 1 a.m. in London and 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody, this is Frank Allan, and welcome once again to another edition of Talk Back Live. Here's where we gather each Thursday and we get together and engage in conversation. And of course, as you already know, I am going to start the conversation off. You're able to join in. That's fine because you're here, we're there, and we're everywhere. We're all around the world. And so we want you to stay with us. Now, we engage you in conversation. As I said, what I'll do is I'll start it off. And then if you want to just add on, you want to say something in particular, we'll be glad to entertain all of your questions and your ideas and all of your thoughts because that's what it's all about. It's this family show, and we want you to be part of this family. And if you're joining us for the first time, we invite you to don't make it your last time. Come again and again. We're here every week. And of course, we have so many things to do and so many things to talk about. And we just want to say hi to all of you people over there in YouTube land. We're not on Facebook this week. We'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes from now. But right now, it's all YouTube. So we thank you so much for being along with us. Later on in the program, Brian Kemp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports with Sports Update. Of course, he'll have a lot to talk about. And of course, you should be here to check it all out. I want you to cross your fingers for me. Can you do that? Cross your fingers for me. All right. And I'll tell you why. It's because all day, practically the whole day, and yesterday and the day before, we had outages, electrical outages in our area. And the cable places, they were just out. And which, of course, consequently knocked out a lot of things. It knocked out telephone service. It knocked out internet. It knocked out television. And we didn't know whether or not we were going to be here today. It was knocked off. Let's see, 4 times we had a power surge in our area. 4 times. Don't know what it's due to, but 4 times. And it took maybe hours and hours of each time it was out. Last night, overnight, they were out. And popped on this morning. And then later on this afternoon, around 2 o'clock, our time, Eastern time, it went out again, and then it came back on somewhere around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We were just like on needles and pins, just wondering whether or not we're going to do the show tonight. So we want you to keep the fingers crossed because we never know what's going to happen. If we happen to drop out for any reason, that would be the reason. So let's keep our fingers crossed, kiss my cross, and let's just hope and pray that we can get through this night, and of course tomorrow morning on the coffee hour too. It's crazy when you have all of that power that you normally have, like your telephone and your internet and TV cable and all that stuff, and it just goes out on you. Even the Wi-Fi was out. You know, I figure, well, okay, if the internet is out, punch up Wi-Fi, and I can survive off of that. That didn't even happen. So we're glad to be here, and thank you so much for being here, and we're going to take you for the next hour, here for the next hour. Okay, I want to start off the show, as I always do, with that hearty hand clap, right? We give that hearty hand clap each week to all of the great people like yourself. Of course, that goes out to you because you're so loyal of being here. So I'll wave back to you guys once again. And of course, it also goes out to all of the hospital personnel, the doctors, the nurses, and everyone who works in the hospital diligently to make sure that we're okay, because this pandemic, well, it's not over, far from over. As a matter of fact, we've got problems here that we talk about, and we talk about each week. And so we want to salute them. We also want to salute all of the people like the firefighters and the police officers, the first responders, because they have a hand in this, and whatever you need from them, they have it for you. And of course, that's how it's done that way. So we thank you all for doing that. Now, speaking of the pandemic, as you already know, we still urge everyone to get those shots and wear your mask, because it seems like we're moving backwards instead of forward. And as you already know, you look around and the country is starting this whole Delta disease is coming along now, and it's just spreading quick. It's just spreading quick, and people are getting sick. Kids are in the hospital, and it's so much confusion. It's all politicized, and a lot of people are not wanting to wear their mask or getting vaccinated. You've seen it on TV. It's on TV. And every day you turn on the TV, there's something going on. It's all political in certain parts of town. Florida, it hits hard out there in Florida. It's the worst. And so we just keep pushing the idea of you make sure that you continue to follow protocol. If you have to go back 6 feet, which who knows, we may have to go back to that again. 6 feet distance, constant wearing mask into your supermarkets, your grocery stores. Of course, you know you're going to have to do it on public transportation. If you ride the bus or the subways, you'll have to do that. If you're flying, you have to wear your mask. But you've seen that the situation when people were just arguing with each other, fighting with each other, angry at each other because people are not wearing their mask, or people won't wear their mask, or people who wear their mask as well. Now, what is it coming to? Are we going to be attacked? Are people going to be attacked because they're wearing masks or because they're not wearing masks? Well, that's what it looks like right now. It's all chaotic. And so anyway, we just urge you. I just keep pushing the idea. Just urge you, please get vaccinated. As they say, just take it. Just get it. It doesn't hurt. Kids are back in school in some places. Kids are going back to school pretty soon. And they're arguing about mask mandate, chanting, no more masks, no more masks. You know, if you have children, of course you want to give them the best protection you can. You want to give them the best protection you can. And I couldn't see my child going into a public school and the teacher saying, well, we're not wearing masks. I'm not going to wear my mask, and I'm not going to get vaccinated. I couldn't see my child being taught by that teacher. But there are teachers who refuse to do it. And just because they're saying they're not going to let the government overthrow them or dictate to them. And it's not about the government, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about common sense. So please, I just urge you, please, keep wearing your mask, and please go get vaccinated. They're free. You can go anywhere. And they're talking about now possibly getting a booster shot for those of you who are fully vaccinated. Booster shots are coming along. When that time comes along, you get it, So we're trying to do the best we can to protect ourselves. Now, if you don't know where to go to get your vaccinations, there are a lot of places, they're all free. You can go to your pharmacist. Your primary doctor may have a supply of the vaccines, and you can take that. And as you already know, there are 3 on the market. We always talk about that. The one-shot deal is the J&J, Johnson & Johnson. You have the Moderna and the Pfizer, which contains 2 shots for you. And so if you have taken that, please get ready, because there may be a possibility of getting booster shots for all. And for those of you who haven't taken it yet, please go take it. It's very important. It's important to me. It should be important to you as well. And it should be important to your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors, and everybody that's around you. People you meet on the street every day. We want to be human. We want to humanize things and not politicize things, So make sure we take care of our own brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and wives and husbands, aunts and uncles, whoever you are. Go out there and do it. So if you're looking for a place to go, I always display that number up there. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you look up into the chat area. It's always at the top when you come on. It's always at the top, and you'll see it right there. And it contains that number. Is called the COVID-19 test. Now, that's a local number that that I have available, that I always use and always pass out to each and every one of you who are looking for, that opportunity to take either the test or get vaccinated. And I'm pretty sure you'll talk to someone human. That number, by the way, COVID-19 test, you can see it there. It's 718-638-7682. As I said, it's a local New York number, but it will get you places. And I'm pretty sure wherever you are around the country in your local area, you have local numbers as well. You have local websites that can tell you where to go. And as I said, you can go to your doctor if he or she has a supply of the vaccine. Take it; it's free. It's to the point now where you don't have to have an appointment now. Just walk right in. There are places, buses that park in certain areas where you can get the free test. Just go right in there and just take it. It's quick. It's easy. It's painless too. That's another thing. It's painless. A lot of people think, well, it's a needle. It's painless. You don't even know it. So they're doing that. They have places that are lined up out in the streets, when the weather is nice, to actually also get tested if you need it. If you figure that if you have the symptoms of COVID-19, if you feel that you have it, go there. No appointment necessarily. Walk right in. There are offices in different parts of the cities all across the country. You have an office near you, and you can go there and just walk right in. Now, some places mind you, you have to have an appointment, but there are very few that's going to ask you for an appointment. Just walk right in. And once you do that, you could stay safe, could keep wearing that mask, because it looks, again, like I said, it looks as though if we're moving backwards instead of forward. And so I urge you to do that. Right now, it's 12 minutes past the hour right now. If you're just joining us, of course, it's the Talk Back Live. And of course, we're here each week. And those of you who are just joining us at this very moment, wondering what it's all about, well, we're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we bring you information. So if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular, of course, we urge you to say, hey, sure, I want to say something. I want to say something. Just say it right there. I'll see you right there on the big screen as you type it in. Or you could just say hello, and I'll see that too. All you have to do is just type it in there. Use your fingers. You got fingers, right? Just use the keyboard, type it in, and say hi, and I'll just say hello. Now, also, you notice that other information I have up there, up in the section, the chat area. You see I have an email address and a telephone number. Well, all of that is to contact me personally. So you have easy access to me. And you could contact me by email or a telephone number. It's right up there. It's all right up there. And you might have any comments about the show, or maybe any suggestions or ideas. Of course, we'll be able to discuss that, and we will take everything in consideration. So it's just easy. Thank you so much for being along with us once again. And boy, time goes by when you're really having a lot of fun. It really is. It goes by fast. Already we're coming up to 14 minutes after the hour. You probably heard by now that the actress Marky Post, she's known for her appearances on Night Court. Remember that sitcom, Night Court? Night Court, The Fall Guy, Hearts of Fire, and many more she appeared in. She just passed away this week. And as a matter of fact, last Saturday, she passed away following 3 years and 10 months of a battle of cancer. She was 70 years old. And we just want to send our wishes, our best wishes out to her family and to all of her friends and colleagues who she's worked with over the years. Only 70 years old. And, her and I are 2 days apart in birthday. We're just 2 days apart. And so she's very good at what she did. So I just wanted to just lay that out on you. Okay, it's coming up to 15 minutes past the hour right here on Talk Back Live. And those of you know that, again, we engage you in conversation. So feel free. At any time, feel free to say something, and we'll actually do that. So we are here. So far, we're still here. Nothing dropped out. Nothing dropped out. Technology drops out every now and then. We get through those areas in the city where we are. I'm in New York City, which is where this show is coming from, New York City. And every now and then we get those drop out in cables. So let's keep our fingers crossed. If we can push it and make it through this, the rest of this night, and of course, not to mention the coffee hour too in the morning, that would be great. So before the lights go out, before we drop out, we want to get Brian Camp in right now, calling from Charlotte, North Carolina right now. And he's here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. I don't know, Brian, if you heard me when I said that. We had big cable problems here. And we were out we had
like four. Is that why you're sweating?
Yeah.
As I see there's a lot of, I know there's a heat wave in New York City, but
oh, yes.
Everybody's feeling uncomfortable with the weather. It's so hot in the middle of the heat wave.
It felt like it was 100 degrees today. It was just that warm, just that hot. It's going to be like that way tomorrow, too. And then after that, I think the heat is going to taper up for the weekend.
Wow. Well, it's 88 degrees out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been quite hot. Yesterday was 98. We're still in the middle of a heat wave. It was hot today. Tomorrow is going to be in the mid 90s as well. So it's not only down in the East Coast, but down in the South and out west too. I mean, there's like temperatures like in certain areas that never see 100 degrees out west. But it is hot, and you got to stay cool. I know that there's a couple of times when I've been to Vegas and Arizona, the only time that you really needed to go outside is like early in the morning, like 6 a.m. or late afternoon, early evening, like around 7 o'clock at night. That was the only time that you had to really had a chance to go out. But
yeah, because there's no shade. There's no shade in those areas. No shade.
Yeah. I know. If we was in the month of December, we would say, "Oh, stay warm, stay warm." But we're in the middle of mid-August, and everybody's trying to tell everybody to stay cool, and you don't need to be out there. Stay home.
And there's very little humidity out in Vegas and Arizona. Very little because it's all desert.
Yeah, it was all desert. It was all dry heat. But
yeah.
It's amazing how the people out there survive out there. But let me get the sports here. Well, the 2020 Olympics is officially over. We say 2020 because last year it was canceled, so it was performed on July 23rd through August 8th of 2021, but is known as 2020 Olympics. And congratulations to the United States of America, as they win 113 medals. They were the top country on the planet with 39 gold medals, 41 silver medals, and 33 bronze. China comes in second place with 38 gold medals, 32 silver, and 18 bronze. Japan had 27 gold medals, 14 silver, 17 bronze. Great Britain had a total of 22 gold medals, 21 silver, and 22 bronze. And the ROC, which stands for the Russian Olympic Committee, had 20 gold medals, 28 silver, and 23 bronze. So altogether, the U.S. had 113, China had 88, Great Britain had 65, Japan had 58, and the ROC, which stands for the Russians, they had 71. So the Russians finishing third, and Great Britain finishing fourth, Japan finishing fourth, and China finishing second, and we came at top of the list. So the Olympics are over. See you in a couple of years. I don't know where exactly we're going to have the games at. But in NFL, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson was non-committal on whether he would get a vaccination after being infected with the COVID-19 for the second time in 8 months, saying that it was a personal decision. Jackson says he needs to talk to his team about this and to see how they feel about it. He says keep learning as much as you can about it. We'll go from there. He says he will talk to his doctors, and we will see. Well, what's to talk about? If you got caught with COVID-19 two times, I mean, you would think the first time you was out for 10 days and you couldn't play for one game, and shouldn't that have been a lesson enough? Now you get caught a second time, and you still thinking about getting the vaccine. I'm not going to get into how people should get it or should not get into it. Their choice. Just think about others. That's the most fair thing to do. Major League Baseball, an autistic man is accused longtime Major League player. Now this is a little touchy situation here. I know some of you are out here listening, but it must be said. Major League player Omar Vizquel was accused of sexual harassment while he was managing a Chicago White Sox minor league affiliate, alleging in a civil suit last week that Vizquel had exposed his penis multiple times and forced the man to clean his back while Vizquel showered. The man whose name was by ESPN is being withheld because the allegations involved sexual misconduct was a bat boy for the Birmingham Barons, White Sox Double-A affiliate when Vizquel managed the team in 2019. According to the reports, 5 occasions in which Vizquel deliberately exposed his erect or his presumptively erect penis to the man. Back in August 22nd of 2019, according to the lawsuit, Vizquel emerged naked from the shower, handed the man a bar of soap, and demanded the man, at that time a young boy, was to demand to wash his back. Vizquel cannot be reached for comments through his agent. Vizquel was fired last week as manager of the Tijuana Bulls in the Mexican Baseball League after 2 seasons. So again, everything is just alleged. So we can't say he was guilty because he has to be proven by the court of law. So that's where we stand. 50 years ago, this past Monday, Satchel Paige marks the 50th anniversary of him being inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. He became the first to play the bulk of his career in the Negro League to receive such honors. And Kansas City is honoring the historic milestone. Now, if you haven't been there, which I plan on going one day soon, hopefully, to visit Kansas City, which is the old Negro League where they have their Hall of Fame, and it's so much rich history. I was told so much about it. I did some research, so I'm hoping to go. Now, the city recently announced plans to redevelop Satchel Paige's former home on 2626 East 28th Street in Kansas City. Project representatives, city leaders, and members of the Page family, including daughters Linda Page, Shelby, and Pamela Page O'Neill, were in attendance at the event, where the group discussed the future of this historic community asset. Page Hall of Fame plaque will be displayed at the site. In partnership with Baseball Hall of Fame, Page Hall of Fame plaque was also be on display at Kauffman Stadium. That's where the Kansas City Royals play their home games for the fans to see while attending Royal games on Monday. After a pregame ceremony honoring Page, the Page plaque will be moved to the Royals Hall of Fame inside Kauffman Stadium. So congratulations to Satchel Paige. He's one of the pioneers of the old Negro League. There's been, we don't know how old he was because of the rumor that he had lost his birth certificate many years ago. So that's where we stand. But congratulations to Satchel Paige's family for this here historical event. In the NBA, Portland Trail Blazer C.J. McCullum elected NBA PA president. He succeeds 2-term President Chris Paul. McCullum has been a vice president on the National Basketball Association Players Association Executive Committee since 2018 and has been deeply involved in union decisions makings and negotiations with the NBA. He begins his presidency who has led the union since 2014, and she is stepping down at the end of the summer, in another month or two, I should say, for her retirement. This day in sports, August 12, 1948. Cleveland Indians gets 29 hits in a game. 1963, Stan Musial announces he will retire at the end of the season. 1964, Mickey Mantle switch hit home runs, record 10th and final time in a game. And basically what it means that he has hit a home run on both sides of the plate in the same game. He's one of the greatest switch hitters of all time. 1965, Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club Incorporated applies for a National League franchise. 1969, the Boston Celtics sold for an NBA record $6 million. Imagine buying a basketball team for $6 million today. That's like saying, I'll give you $6 million in cash right here. Give me a team, let me sign on a dotted line. 1974, Nolan Ryan strikes out 19 batters and walks 2 as the Angels beat the Red Sox 4-2. 1974, New York Yankees Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford becomes the first teammates inducted into the Hall of Fame on the same day. 1984, Harmon Killebrew, Rick Farrell, Don Drysdale, Pee Wee Reeves, and Louis Aparicio were inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame. 1986, Don Bella gets hits by a pitch for a record 25th time in the season. Many of you don't know Don Bella, but Don Bella is the all-time leading getting hit by a pitch ball. He holds that record. He did it 25 times in a season back in 1986. So that's a lot of aches and pains that he had to endure in that year and during his career. 1994, the first NFL game on Fox Network was an exhibition game in the San Francisco 49ers versus the Denver Broncos. Same year, 1994, members of the Major League Baseball Players Association go on strike, leading to cancellation of the World Series for only the second time in Major League Baseball history. The first time was in 1904 over a labor dispute. And in 2019, the Baltimore Orioles concede 7 home runs in a DH defeat the Yankees to break the American League record for home runs allowed in a season. At that time was 248, and then for a grand total of 258 of all time. So that's a lot of home runs given up. That was only 2 years ago. Exactly 2 years ago. So they hold the record for allowing us to give up a lot of home runs by our club. And that's sports.
Guess where my Yankees are playing right now?
The Yankees are playing in Iowa for the Field of Dreams.
That's right.
This is where the movie where Kevin Costner was shot the movie. Yes, I'm well aware this is in Iowa.
Yeah.
They're playing against the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, that's right. And they're leading by 1 run right now. They in between the time that I put you on the air, they were leading 3-1, and now Chicago came with another run. So Yankees are leading so far 3-2. But the field looks good. It looks good. It still has that way back. They kind of refurbished it. Made it look presentable for for Major League Baseball play. And the fields of corn are still out there, and it looks lovely out there.
Cornfield. Yes, a cornfield, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
I never saw the movie, but Kevin Costner was in that movie.
Yeah.
It was
James L. Jones.
One of the greatest baseball movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. James L. Jones. I saw it. It was a good movie. One of the, the story behind that movie is that they didn't want to use it. The studios didn't want to use it. They didn't think it was. They thought it was going to be a flop. But here it is. It's just as popular as Shawshank Redemption. It's just that popular.
With only 8,000 fans in attendance, I think is the maximum that it holds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the field looks good. I don't know how long. Maybe this is the first time that I know of that Major League Baseball played this at that field. But it's a good looking field. It looks great. They did good job on it. Did a very good job on it. When you did that piece on Satchel Paige, and you were talking about, because we don't know how old he is. It's just too bad, because that was so many years ago. And you're right. He lost his birth certificate. But in the music world, which has nothing to do with sports, Louis Armstrong, nobody really knows how old he is. I mean, we know how old he is, but we really don't know when he was really born. Some people say July 4th, other people say August 4th. I'm not sure. DJ Pete is out there right now. Maybe he knows for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Pete. Hope all is well with you, and hope that everything is well and you staying cool as ever.
Yeah. And so, maybe he knows something about that, because that's a discussion I have with everybody. When was Louis Armstrong really born? Was it July 4th or was it August 4th? I know he died July 5th in 1971, I think it was. 1972?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it was 71 and 72. Okay, yes. I never knew that that there was no record of his actual birth. Wow.
No one seems to know. That it was back in those days. I don't know that they expanded too much on the birth certificate, so they just lose them. Not knowing that it's very important to have them. But anyway, Brian, thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow. God's will and technology's will. If they don't kick us off the air here. We'll
Stay cool. Make sure everybody stays cool. Those heat waves is about to end soon, and we might get a little taste of this hurricane. We're not quite sure yet.
Well, this is the season for it right now. So whatever you get, we'll probably get it up here, up north. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow morning then.
Okay, then. Take care.
Have a good one. Okay.
Bye.
That's Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports. He's always here each week, bringing you the greatest and the latest on sports update. He'll be here tomorrow morning for part of the 2020 feature at 20 past the hour. DJ Pete will be here 20 to the hour with his portion of sports. Not sports, but entertainment. And of course, he'll recite all of those birthdays of those people of the week. So that's all happening tomorrow on the Coffee Hour. But right now, if you're just joining us, it's Talk Back Live. And we're here every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, if you want to engage in some of the conversation, anything that we were talking about, please let us know. Just type it in there, and I'll see you. I'll see you right there on the big screen right there, and we'll talk about it. So it'll be great. But I'm just, so far we're here. We're doing good so far. Keep your fingers crossed. Technology didn't drop us out yet, so we want to get through the night. If we can get through the night and get through tomorrow morning without any glitch in technology, because like I said, if you're just joining us, we had a bad week. Four straight times. We had dropouts here in the cable system, which dropped out cable, telephone, internet, and even Wi-Fi. No communications. And the first time it dropped out, I think it was, what's today? Today is Thursday. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, it dropped out around 2 o'clock. It didn't get back on until maybe about 7 o'clock or so, something like that. It's a bit after 7 o'clock. And then it dropped out that same night. And it was just terrible. And then it dropped out early today. And then it popped back on for 3 minutes, and then it came back off again. And we didn't know what was going to happen. So hopefully they found out, what the real problem was, because everyone got tired and say, hey, you know something? We're paying you guys, give us some downtime at least, on our bill, So I expect the bill to be cut, substantially. Well, we'll see about that. That's a whole different story. Anyway, that's it. That's the story. But let's keep our fingers crossed that we'll get through the show tonight. And that's about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I always tell you, please, ladies and gentlemen, keep wearing those masks. and make sure that you get your shots. It's very important. We're going to make sure that everybody stay healthy. We want everybody to do that so we could go back to where we were to begin. Instead of walking backwards, we could walk forward and not wear our mask, and people won't have to go and fight each other, get crazy, say no more masks, no more masks. It should be a unified decision, but it's Splitsville, you know. Politicians are saying this, other people are saying that. Some people are following their favorite politician who say no more mask, and they're following suit. And oh, it's a whole big story. It's a whole big story. So anyway, that's the deal. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about on this day in history. How about that? In 1851, American inventor Isaac Singer patents the sewing machine back in 1851. On this day in history, in 1877, Thomas Edison completes his first model of the phonograph, a device that recorded sound onto tinfoil cylinders. On this day in history, in 1908, Henry Ford company builds the first Model T car. On this day in history, in 1922, dedication of Frederick Douglass Home in Washington, D.C. as a national shrine. On this day in history, in 1925, KMA AM radio in Shenandoah, Iowa, begins transmission for the very first time. Back in 1953, the heavy earthquake strikes the Leonian Islands, and it killed 435 people that day. And back in 1953, the Soviet Union conducts a secret test of its first hydrogen bomb. Back in 1955, U.S. President Eisenhower raises minimum wage from 75 cents to $1.50. On this day in history, in 1972, Old Calcutta closes at the Belasco Theater in New York City, and that happened after 1,316 performances. On this day in history, in 1972, last American combat ground troops leave Vietnam. In 1978, China and Japan signs a peace treaty. In 1981, IBM introduced its first professional computer, PC, and PC DOS, their version of 1.0. On this day in history, 1983, General Manuel Noriega becomes the commander of the Panamanian Army. On this day in history, in 1988, Nelson Mandela is treated for tuberculosis at a hospital. In 1990, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein says he is ready to resolve Gulf crisis if Israel withdraw from occupied territories. On this day in history, in 1991, the heavy metal group Metallica, everybody knows Metallica, they released their fifth album, Metallica, and it debuts at #1 on the Billboard charts of 200. And 1999, Sharika records her first live album in New York City titled MTV Unplugged. 2013, the year 2013, James Whitey Boger, an American organized crime boss. That's his name, and he's a crime boss. He was found guilty of 31 and 32 racketeering and firearm accounts, and he was found involved in 11 murders. In the year 2015, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter revealed that he had cancer. Sesame DeMille, who was the director of the Ten Commandments, he died on this day. Oh, he was actually born on this day in 1881, and he was born in Ashford, Massachusetts, and he died January 21st, 1959, at the age of 77 from heart failure. Actress Jane Wyatt was born on this day in 1910, and she was born in Mahwah, New Jersey, and she died October 20th, 20, 2006, or 2006, as you would really say it, at the age of 96, and she died from natural causes. 1941, I Love Lucy actress Vivian Vance weds actor Philip Auber. 1959, or 1949, I should say, uh, multi-Tony Award-winning actress Angela Lansbury. She weds actor and producer Peter Shaw, at the Columbia Presbyterian Church of Scotland and London, England. In 1959, actor William Shatner of Star Trek marries Gloria Rend. In 1988, country singer John Denver weds actress Cassandra Delaney. In 2011, rock singer John Mellencamp, who was also later known as John Cougar Mellencamp, and then went back to John Mellencamp, he got divorced from model Elaine Irwin after 18 years of marriage. Actor Henry Fonda was born on this day. No, he died on this day at the age of 77 from heart failure. He was born May 16th, 1905. And finally, actress Loretta Young died on this day in 2000, the year 2000, at the age of 87. And she was born January 6, 1913. So there you have all of this day in history. And if you have anything to talk about on this day in history that I don't know about, that you kind of have the knowledge of, please feel free, and we'll talk about that. In case you're just joining us, the name of the program is called Talk Back Live, and we're here live every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. Of course, you're always invited. And of course, if you're just joining us for the very first time, don't make it your last time. Make it, your weekly habit. Now, you can do that. We're all here on YouTube. That's where we are, here on YouTube. And YouTube, of course, we thank you guys for allowing us here, and we thank you for making the shift, because each week I always put a note on my Facebook page, which, by the way, we're not on Facebook right now, but we'll be back. And we always send a note to shift you over here. And so we thank you for being with us. And speaking of Facebook, as of next Thursday, this show, Talk Back Live, will be back on the air, simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Okay, so we're back in action. They're letting us out of jail. And each week I always try to find out, why we were put there in the first place. And I'm going to ask again, if you're out there, if you're a member or administrator of Facebook, and you know who I am, all you have to do is let us know, give us some kind of answer why we're there. Thank God we're out of here. We got 7 more days left. So next Thursday at this time, we'll be back simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So in the meantime, we're enjoying everything right here on YouTube. Boy, it's been a long wait. It seemed like 100 years. So it'll be good to see all of you people back who probably missed us. And a lot of the people probably don't even know that we were taking off YouTube for a while, and they were probably wondering where we were. We weren't there. And that's one of the reasons why I always post exactly where we are, so you see the posting there, and you can shift over to us. And by the way, continue, you guys who are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do that. You can do that right now. Subscribe to it. And this way, you'll never miss a show, and you'll always be contacted and notified that we're on. And even when we post something, a pre-recorded or anything that we do, you'll get all of that information. You will be notified. And therefore, again, you won't miss a show. So do that right away. Okay? That would be great. Later on in the program, not too far away, we're going to give you that information on where to go to be entertained. All of those Turner Classic Movies. Now, just Just a few minutes. Hang in there. Just a few minutes. We'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. Um, and just in case you're just joining us, I did make a statement about actress, or you could say actor, whatever they say these days. Actor Marky Post passed away last Saturday at the age of 70. Those of you who don't remember her, she played on that sitcom Night Court. Remember that Night Court? Also, she was on The Fall Guy with Lee Majors, and she also did Hearts of Fire and so many other things that she appeared in. She died last Saturday at the age of 70 from a big battle of cancer. So again, we want to wish all of her friends, all of her colleagues that she worked with over the years, wish them well and just send them out condolences for all of that. And there you go. So, you like those old movies? Do you? Okay, well, we have some for you. We have a couple of movies for you. Have two this weekend. And you might like it. You might like it. They're all on Turner Classic Movies. And the first one we have right here, we talk about, here's something that could be your favorite. It's not one of those real classic black and whites. Let's go back to 1976 with Gregory Peck and Lee Remick. A movie called The Omen. You like that? You like movies of the macabre? Well, I think you'll like this one, The Omen. It comes on this Sunday at 1:45 Eastern. It's 1:45 a.m. That's on a Saturday night into Sunday, 1:45 a.m. Eastern. And what a time. I couldn't pick out a better time. It's at night, it's dark, and it's The Omen. Good time to watch it. So, and it's in case you don't get a chance to actually watch it in real time, you can also DVR it and watch it later. That's The Omen, 1976 with Gregory Peck and Lee Remick. Again, that's on Turner Classic Movie, and that's Sunday morning at 1:45 a.m. and it's all Eastern. Now we have another classic. This one goes back to 1944, and this is called Meet Me in St. Louis with Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien, and I think this one is a color movie, just as The Omen is. I think this, it may be color. I'm not sure. It sounds like, I can't remember when I saw it whether it was color or black and white. Either way, it's classic. 1944. Meet Me in St. Louis, and that's on Turner Classic Movies, and you can see that Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern in the afternoon, so you can get a chance to watch it. It's all music, all classic movies. Meet Me in St. Louis. So there you go. You have those great classic movies. You have The Omen, Sunday, 1:45 a.m. Eastern, and Meet Me in St. Louis, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, all on Turner Classic Movies. Now, if you don't like those, and I'm pretty sure you do, but if you want to see others, you can do that. There are other movies on Turner Classic Movies. Those are just my two picks that you would be interested in. There are others that you may be interested in, and you can check it out. All you have to do is go to the channel, Turner Classic Channel, and go surf the schedule, and you can find out what you want to see. Whatever it's there, and you can, pre-record it, DVR it, or whatever, or watch it in real time. It's right there for you. And of course, too, there are other things that you could watch if you go to on demand. If you subscribe to cable, there's on-demand channel. So many things to be seen there. And Turner Classic Movie is right there too. All the other networks are all right there. All you have to do is just tap into it, look down the schedule. There's a list of all of the names of the movies, and you can watch it. There are soap operas. If you like soap operas, there's the ABC channel and the TBS channel, and all of those other networks are there in case you missed something. If you like wrestling like I do, you can go to all of the channels that contain the wrestling channels. And one of them I know is USA. You have the USA channel and TNT channel, and of course Fox too. You can check it out, and you can also they have the repeats there. You can check them out just in case you miss anything. So all of that is there for you. Until we get back to the movie theater, I don't know if people are going back to the movies these days and they're wearing masks. I don't know if they're going to close these movies down again. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of things that you talk about, a lot of things that we're enjoying right now, like sports, and people are going to concerts and events and things like that. People who entertain are glad to be back there. But some of the entertainers that I know, they actually say, something, we love entertaining you, but the most important thing is that even if we have to fold up for a while, you want to get healthy, you want to get vaccinated, you can do that. Some entertainers are saying that. A lot of entertainers are saying that. They're actually singing the praises of the vaccines. They said, I took the vaccination, and I am going to, tell you this, that I love entertaining you guys, but you guys come first. Because if something happened to you guys, we don't have an audience. That's the attitude, which is a good attitude. And so, please, and there are other entertainers I do know personally. Unfortunately, they don't wear masks. They're not going to get vaccinated, but they're entertainers. And I did ask one of them, I said, hey, something, don't you care about your fans and the people that come out to see you? And it just doesn't penetrate, And these are personal friends, entertainers that I know. I won't mention any names, but they just won't do it. And again, you don't have to take, if you don't want to take the vaccination. Those of you who have families, who have kids, you don't want to take vaccinations, please, at least let your kids wear a mask when they go back to school, And you're going to want to take the vaccination anyway, because when you're out and about and you're around a lot of people, you don't want to bring back what was out there, and you don't want to bring it back home to your kids, you see, because situations like this, they start to hit hard. When it happens to you, you don't want that. Even before you don't even go there. You don't want to even think about that. Even entertain the thought that something may happen to you or your family. You don't want to entertain that. You want to make sure that to get over that, get vaccinated. And I think it's a very important thing that you do that. So please, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be a good thing to do. And I can't wait to go back and see some concerts. I want to go back and see concerts. Right now, it's not my time to think about it. It's not my time to think about concerts right now, because I do have friends that I like to visit. I talked about taking another Vegas trip next summer. Who knows? I may have to cancel that again. It depends. It depends on how thick this virus is. We're in the thick of it now, but how it does it get any thicker than it is now? I want to take a trip, and it's been a while since I've been there, and there are cruises that I would like to do. I have second thoughts on that one now, so far, but we'll have to see. There's a lot of things, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that you like to do too. A lot of people still go to ball games. There's ball games are happening right now. People are going. I noticed that some people are actually, I don't know whether they're vaccinated or not, but whether they are, even if they are, they're wearing a mask, even out in the field like that, while they're around a lot of people, because they're telling you, even if you're fully vaccinated, if you're going outdoors, and if you're all alone, then maybe that's okay. But if you're going to be around a bunch of people, more than you really would want to be around with, you're going to want to wear that mask, and try to keep a certain amount of distance away, because we want to get back in action on all of that. So there you go. Okay, it's 6 minutes to the hour, and just in case you're just joining us this minute, you are late, but we invite you to come each week and be with us right here on Talkback Live, where we entertain you, and of course you are invited to join in conversation and talk to us, whatever you want to talk about. We don't even have to talk about the virus at this point anymore. You can talk about anything. We talk about any sports or whatever it is. You can talk about things. Brian Kemp is just giving us sports. Maybe there's something that you want to talk about in the world of sports. You're able to do that too, and that's fine. It's all there. And so there you go. That's the story right there. That's the story right now, and that's the best I can say. It's 5 minutes to the hour right now. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to check out my podcast. I have a podcast, which is, again, it's still, I said it before and I'll say it again. The podcast is in hiatus, all right? But I don't want it dead. And the podcast is called The Blue Cafe. And as a matter of fact, you're watching us on YouTube right now. Look in the chat area where all of the information I gave you, my telephone number, my email address. Of course, you're welcome to use that at any time to get in touch with me if you have any comments, suggestions, and ideas about the show, or even just to say hi. At the very bottom of all of that, you'll see it says The Blue Cafe, and it has the link that you can press on it, and it goes directly to that website, and you can check out what 3 interviews that we have. I had one with Bobby Rydell, Jimmy Clanton, and Bobby Wilson, and they're all hour apiece interviews, and we talk about their careers, and we think you're going to like it. So check it out. It's right there for you. And while we're at it, please, again, to watch this show, you want to be here each week. You don't want to miss a show, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do it right now. Do it right now. We'll be glad to have you. And again, we're going to be on Facebook next week. So that's where that's how we get the ball started. So this way, we're just in time to be on Facebook and YouTube at the same time next week here on Talkback Live, and then again the following day on the Coffee Hour. So it makes a lot of sense. And I got to tell you, I was sitting there waiting, twiddling my thumbs, and checking each week, each day, as a matter of fact, counting down the days and when it's going to happen. Right now, we're 7 days away from that glorious day, that marvelous day, that Thursday of next week when we do Talkback Live. So that's it. That's it. And again, if you have any comments, suggestions, and ideas, please get in touch with me. You know, my email is up there, frankallenprod@aol.com. It's all up there. And then the telephone number is right there as well. Number is 649-715-3900. And the extension for that number is 467-134. And I could repeat it 100 times, but you don't have to keep it in your head. It's up there. All that information, by the way, as we do the show each week, information I tell you about COVID and all of the information, the personal information, it's all right there. And it's there even after the show is over. Now, one other thing, for those of you who don't get a chance to watch us, and a lot of people may not realize the fact that we're not on that part of the social media, which is Facebook, and we're here on YouTube and not aware of it. Each week when we do the show live, after the show is live, it will be directly posted to Facebook. For the people who watch us on Facebook and don't get a chance to watch it live, you can still watch it. You can watch it as the repeat there. We're going to do it right after the show is over. We're going to just swing it right over there to you so you can watch it. But we did the best we could as far as keeping things in place, even though we're still just doing it on YouTube. We spent a lot of time. But I'm glad we're coming back to that where we could actually be together once again. I'm looking forward to it because a lot of the people I miss that normally are with us on Facebook who weren't here, and we depend on them to be here. So there you go. I think that's going to do it for us for today. I had a good time, getting through it, and we made it. We made it. We weren't cut off or anything. Technology has been very good for us tonight. Let's keep our fingers crossed and make sure it's good for us tomorrow as well. And speaking of that, we'll be back here tomorrow on the Coffee Hour. And that's starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you check your clock and act accordingly. That's 10 a.m. from 10 to 11 Eastern on YouTube. YouTube only will be here for you. Brian Kemp will be here for part of the 2020 feature. His part of the 2020 feature is 20 past the hour with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. DJ Pete will be here 20 to the hour with entertainment news, and also he will recite all of those birthdays of people who will be celebrating birthdays of that week. Other than that, we'll be back here next week, simulcasting too, right? Facebook and YouTube. So we invite you to be with us. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful morning, afternoon, good evening, and good night. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.